Did you know that picking the wrong SUV in 2026 could cost you $15,000 in repairs before you even hit 100,000 miles? That is not an exaggeration. We're seeing modern engines failing at 60,000 miles and transmissions blowing up just outside of warranty. But pick the right one. The mechanics quietly buy for their own families, and you might never see a repair bill at all. There are vehicles out there right now that mechanics call bankruptcy-proof because they simply refuse to break. These are the cars that make service managers angry because they generate zero revenue for the shop. Today, we are revealing the 6 SUVs that earned perfect or near-perfect reliability scores, the ones experts trust with their own money when they need a car that starts every single morning, regardless of the weather or the mileage. And the number 1 pick? It is not just an SUV, it's a financial fortress that makes European luxury cars look like scams. Miss this and you could be driving a money pit instead of a million-mile legend. We're counting down from 6 to 1, and each vehicle gets harder to kill. Let's start with number 6. The SUV that proves boring is profitable, the Honda CR-V. Mechanics love this car for one specific reason: predictable engineering. While other brands are experimenting with complex variable compression engines that blow up, Honda stuck to a formula that prints money for the owner. The 1.5-liter engine is conservatively tuned, meaning it's never stressed, never hot, and never tired. Think of it like a marathon runner who is only jogging. It can go forever because it isn't trying too hard. Competitors are squeezing every ounce of power out of tiny blocks, causing heat stress that warps cylinder heads. Honda left power on the table to ensure longevity. But here's where most people get scared: the CVT transmission. Usually, mechanics hate CVTs because they explode at 60,000 miles. Nissan famously ruined the reputation of this technology with belts that snapped like rubber bands. But Honda's CVT is different. It uses superior high-strength steel belt materials that just keep spinning mile after mile until the rest of the car falls apart around it. It also features a robust cooling system for the transmission fluid, which is the #1 killer of CVTs. It's the appliance of the automotive world. It has zero personality, and that's exactly why it will save you a fortune. You change the fluid every 30,000 miles, and it outlasts the engine. Number 5 is a vehicle that used to be a mechanic's nightmare, but is now their secret weapon: the Subaru Outback. 10 years ago, buying a Subaru meant you were signing up for a head gasket failure that would cost you thousands of dollars. It was a guaranteed repair bill at 100,000 miles. Today, that narrative is dead. Subaru completely redesigned the engine sealing, using multi-layer steel gaskets and improved torque specs, turning a fragile glass jaw into an iron chin. But the real reason this made the list is the all-wheel drive system. Most SUVs use electronic AWD systems that are prone to glitching sensors and failed actuators. You're driving in snow, a sensor gets wet, and suddenly you're in two-wheel drive. Subaru uses a mechanical system that is always on. It's physics, not software. There are no computers to crash when you're stuck in a snowstorm. It distributes power mechanically through a center differential that simply cannot be hacked or glitched. But there's one catch that will kill this car if you ignore it. You must change the oil every 5,000 miles. The Boxer engine layout sits flat, meaning oil sits in the bottom of the cylinders. It's sensitive to dirty oil. Treat it right and it rivals a Toyota. Treat it wrong and it's scrap metal. Number 4 is the SUV that makes German engineers lose sleep: the Mazda CX-5. While everyone fights over Toyotas, the smart money is quietly buying Mazda. Why? Because Mazda refuses to use the fragile technology that is ruining modern cars. Other brands are using tiny engines stressed by massive turbos and fragile 9-speed transmissions that hunt for gears and burn out clutch packs. Mazda stuck to a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine and a 6-speed automatic. There is no turbo to blow up, there is no rubber band CVT to snap. This transmission is a tank with thick gears that transmission shops rarely ever see. It locks up early, giving you a direct feel, and it runs cooler than any 8 or 9-speed unit on the market. It's built for people who want to drive their car, not visit it at the service center. The interior materials are also fastened with screws and clips designed to be removed and replaced, not glued together like disposable appliances. It's a mechanic-friendly car in an era of anti-repair engineering. If you have ever wondered why some families drive the same SUV for 20 years, while others are stuck at the dealership every month, this next section explains everything. The top 3 on this list are not just cars, they're generational wealth hacks. Number 3 is the invisible money saver, the Toyota Highlander Hybrid. This is the SUV you buy if you hate visiting the mechanic. It uses a hybrid system that has been refined for 20 years until it's virtually indestructible. The transmission has no belts, it has no clutches. It's literally just gears spinning against electric motors. It's called a planetary gear set, and its elegant simplicity. There's almost nothing inside it that can break because there are no friction parts to wear out. It's the automotive equivalent of a hammer. And because the electric motors do most of the braking through regeneration, your brake pads can last 100,000 miles. While your neighbor is paying for a brake job and a transmission flush, you are just putting gas in it. We see these used as taxis in New York City with 400,000 miles on the original battery. It's boring, it's slow, and it will make you rich by not braking. Number 2 is the legend, the cockroach, the Toyota 4Runner. If civilization collapses tomorrow, this is the vehicle you want in your driveway. Mechanics respect this car because it's built like a commercial truck, not a passenger car. The engine is ancient tech. It gets terrible gas mileage, but that is the point. It's so understressed that mechanics routinely see them with 400,000 miles and the cylinders still look new inside because the tolerances are so loose and the cooling is so massive. The frame is thick steel. The suspension is simple. It doesn't have fancy air ride suspension to leak. It doesn't have complex mild hybrid systems to fail. It's a dinosaur, and just like the dinosaurs, it takes a meteor to kill it. Most modern SUVs are unibody, basically tall cars. The 4Runner is body on frame. If you hit a pothole in a modern crossover, you bend a control arm. If you hit a pothole in a 4Runner, you break the pothole. It holds its value better than almost any vehicle on Earth. You can drive it for 3 years and sell it for what you paid. And finally, number 1, the perfect score, the Lexus RX 350. This is the vehicle that Consumer Reports and mechanics agree is the gold standard of reliability. It takes the bulletproof engineering of the Highlander and wraps it in a vault-like luxury chassis. Build quality is obsessive. Panel gaps are tight, wiring harnesses are perfectly routed and protected from heat and vibration. Mechanics report that even the hybrid batteries in these units are lasting 15 years or more because the thermal management system is so over-engineered. It avoids the German tax entirely. If a part does break, it shares components with Toyota, meaning repairs are cheap and easy. You can get an alternator for this at any auto parts store for a fraction of the price of a BMW part. You get the quiet ride of a Mercedes with the running costs of a Camry. Owners frequently pass these down to their children because they simply don't die. It's the ultimate buy-it-for-life vehicle. If you want luxury without the bankruptcy, this is the only choice. Which of these would you trust to get your family home in a storm? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to know which SUVs dealers are actively hiding because they have engine failures, watch this video next.